At one moment, Ahmed felt a strange heaviness gathering on his chest, and with its coldness spreading through his limbs, his breaths quickened. His heart was beating violently. Then the beating began to slow down gradually. Gradually, three voices surrounded him, and his vision became blurry. He began to feel as if his soul was being gently torn from his body. At that decisive moment, Ahmed saw angels. Their faces were white, shining like the sun, carrying shrouds and wheat from paradise. They sat as far as the eye could see. Then the angel of death came. He sat by his head and said in a voice filled with reverence, "O good soul, depart to forgiveness from God and his pleasure." So his pure, clean soul departed, carrying with it the sweetest fragrance. A dwelling found on the face of the earth, not abandoned by the angel in the hands of the angel of death. In the blink of an eye, they took it and placed it in that shroud and that embalming, then ascended with it to the sky. And whenever they passed by a group of angels, they said, "What is this good soul?" They say, "Ahmed, son of so-and-so." By the best names he was called by in this world, until they reached the lowest heaven. It was opened for him, and he was accompanied by followers from all the heavens. They ascended to the next heaven, and so on, until they reached the highest heaven. There God Almighty commanded by his book. His servant's book is with Ali, and he was ordered to be returned to the earth, from which he was created, and in it he will be returned, and from it he will be taken out again at times. After Ahmed's soul was placed in the highest place, it was returned to his body in the grave. The grave was the first abode of the hereafter, and it is either a garden from the gardens of paradise, or a pit from the pits of hellfire. Not long passed until a mighty angel of awe came to him. Two black and blue ones called Munkar and Nakir. They sat him in his grave and asked him in a loud voice about his Lord. Ahmed said, and God confirmed him. God is pleased with him. Then they asked him about his religion, and he said, the religion of Islam. Then they asked him about the man who was sent among you, and he said, he is the messenger of God. Then they asked him about his knowledge, and he said, I read the book of God, so I believed in it and was truthful. Then a caller from the sky called out, truthful is my servant. So he was spread a carpet from paradise, clothed in paradise, and a door to paradise was opened for him. Then came to him its spirit, its fragrance, and a spaciousness in his grave, extending his sight. Its breeze and its basil came to him. He sleeps the sleep of a bride, reassured, awaiting the day. But if Ahmed had been among the wicked, the angels would have struck his face and back, and said to him, taste the torment of the burning. His grave would have been a pit from the pits of hellfire, narrowing on him until his ribs would be crushed, and he would see a seep from the fire, and from him would come its poisons and its heat. And he sleeps the tormented, restless sleep in awaiting a harsher and greater torment. The day of judgment passed, the days and years passed, and with them the life of the Barzakh serpent, until the day came, the promised day, the day of judgment, the day on which the earth shakes with its quake, the burdens are cast out, the mountains are blown away, and the earth is changed, not the same earth, and the heavens on this great day. The trumpet is blown, the first blast, the blast of stupor. So it stupefies everyone in the heavens and everyone on the earth except whom God wills. Then it is blown again, another blast, the blast of resurrection and rising. Then the graves split open, the bodies are resurrected, and the souls return to their bodies, and people rise from their graves naked and uncircumcised, driven to the land of gathering, a white land, pure. No one has ever disobeyed God on it. Ahmed was among these. He rose from his grave. His soul and body returned to him. He looks around in astonishment, seeing the vast crowds of people from Adam to the last human on whom the hour has come, all of them to the place of reckoning in the land of gathering. The terror intensified, the sun drew near to their heads, sweat poured, and people wished that the reckoning would start and end quickly to end this great distress. Then the time of reckoning came, and the scales were set up, the scales of justice. That does not wrong a soul even by the weight of an atom, and the records scatter, the records of deeds. So whoever receives his book in his right hand is among the successful, and whoever receives his book in his left hand or behind his back is among the losers. Ahmed stood waiting for his turn, and his heart trembled with fear and hope. He remembered every deed he had done in his life, whether small or great, good or evil. Then he was called and stepped forward to be judged. He placed in the scale his good deeds on one side and his bad deeds on the other. After the judgment, it was time to cross the Sirat, a bridge thinner than a hair, stretched over the middle of hell. People cross it according to their deed. Some pass as fast as the blink of an eye, some as fast as lightning, some as fast as the wind, and some as fast as a cavalry charge. Some crawl, and some are caught by the garments of hell and fall into it. Ahmed was among those who passed safely by the grace of God and his mercy, and by the virtue of his righteous deeds that weighed his scale. After crossing the Sirat, Ahmed reached the gates of paradise. 8 gates, each gate wider than the distance between Mecca and higher. The angels greeted him with salutations and peace. He entered paradise, the abode of eternal bliss, which God has prepared for the righteous. He saw therein delights never before seen or, though you heard, and it never crossed a human heart. Rivers of water unchanged in taste, rivers of milk whose flavor never changes, and rivers of wine, a delight for the drinkers, and rivers of purified honey, palaces made of gold and silver, shaded trees, and nearby fruits, with beautiful bright-eyed maiden, immortal and never hearing vain talk or sinful speech, only peace. We greet with peace, no fatigue, no toil, no sorrow, no worry, no death, and no illness.